For discussing the temperature stresses, let us consider a steel rod of length L as shown in figure A. So L is the initial length of the rod at temperature T1. Now if we rise the temperature of this metallic rod, this material is going to expand as shown here in the figure. The length will increase and this material will experience expansion. And if the temperature drops from the ambient temperature T1, then this material will have a tendency to contract. Now here in this diagram, figure A, since there is no constraint on change in length of the specimen, so no stresses, no temperature stresses will be developed in this case. But here in this case, in the situation B, when we have applied some constraints and we are not allowing the change in length to occur, any compression or any expansion due to rise or fall in temperature is not allowed, and it is constrained by support at A and fixed support at B. Then here if we rise the temperature of this specimen, if we rise the temperature of the steel rod, then it will experience temperature stresses. So temperature stresses in a specimen will only be induced when the change in length is not allowed. Then only the member will be stressed. So let us consider in this case L is the initial length of the bar at temperature T1, and let us say T2 is the final temperature. That means we are raising the ambient temperature of this bar, and T2 is more than T1. So this specimen will have a tendency to expand, and the change in length, or you can say increase in length, is given by delta L. Delta is the increase in length due to rise in temperature, and it will be initial length of the bar into coefficient of thermal expansion into rise in temperature. So T is equal to T2 minus T1. This is rise in temperature. Now in this case the bar will be stressed. The steel rod will experience temperature stresses because the change in length is prevented by the fixed support at A and B. So you can say the bar is constrained and its expansion is prevented. The temperature stress induced can be calculated as follows. So we already know that change in length is equal to L alpha T. So strain, you can say thermal strain, can be calculated as change in length by original length. It will be L alpha T divided by L. So it will be alpha T. And from Hooke's law, we know that Young's modulus is given by stress upon strain. So stress will be equal to Young's modulus into epsilon, which is the strain. So temperature stress can be calculated as Young's modulus into temperature strain here. So E into alpha T. So temperature stress when the expansion is prevented is given by E alpha T. Now let us consider one more situation as discussed here in diagram C. So in diagram C, the original length of the bar is L, but some yielding at the support is allowed. This yielding equal to A is allowed. That means you can say that some expansion is equal to A is allowed, and after that the expansion is prevented. So temperature stresses will also develop in this case, and now because support is yielding here, you can say they are yielding by amount A. So yielding of support or the allowed expansion is given by A. Then change in length, the final change in length will be L alpha T minus A. So again we can calculate strain, which will be L alpha T minus A divided by L, change in length by original length, and we can calculate the temperature stresses beyond this expansion. Expansion A, the temperature stresses will be given by sigma T is equal to Young's modulus into strain. So Young's modulus into L alpha T minus A divided by L. So this is the case when some yielding is allowed. Let us solve for numerical of rails. So the numerical says that rails are laid in such a manner that there is no stress in rails at 24 degrees Celsius. So 24 degrees Celsius, at 24 degrees Celsius there is no stress, and the length of rail is given as 32 meters. Now we need to calculate the stress in rails at 80 degrees Celsius. Calculate, the first step is find out stress in rails at 80 degrees Celsius when no expansion is allowed. No expansion is allowed, and the coefficient of thermal expansion is given as 11 into 10 to the power minus 6 per degree centigrade, and Young's modulus is given as 205 gigapascal. So let us solve the first one. The stress in rails at 80 degrees Celsius, we have already established the formula of stress. This is E alpha T. So using this formula, temperature stress is equal to E into alpha into T, where T is change in temperature. I must mention here T is change in temperature. So this is equal to, I want to convert this into megapascal. So my E will be 205 into 10 to the power 3 megapascal, which is equal to 205 into 10 to the power 3 Newton per mm square. So I'll substitute it directly here, into 10 to the power 3 into my thermal coefficient 11 into 10 to the power minus 6 into the change in temperature, and the change in temperature is 80 minus 24. This is my change in temperature. So after solving this, I'll get 126.28 megapascal as the stress in rails when they are constrained and no expansion is allowed. Part B of this numerical asks us the stress in rail at 80 degrees Celsius when 8 mm expansion is allowed. So when 8, that means A is 8 mm, this is allowed, and beyond this no expansion is allowed. So we can use this formula for the calculation of stress. We can directly substitute the values here, or we can start working from the fundamentals also. So let us start working from the fundamentals. The change in length delta L will be L alpha T minus A. So L alpha T minus 8 is the change in length, and I can find out sigma. So sigma will be E into epsilon, and E into epsilon will be change in length by original length. So E into change in length is L alpha T minus 8 divided by original length. So I can substitute the various values. 205 into 10 to the power 3 is my Young's modulus. L is the length of rails. So 32 into 10 to the power 3 mm into alpha. Alpha is 11 into 10 to the power minus 6 into change in temperature is 80 minus 24 minus 8 divided by 32 into 10 to the power 3. After solving all this, I'll get sigma as 75.03 megapascal. Third case says that calculate the expansion allowance for no stress in the rails at 80 degrees Celsius. So we need to calculate the expansion allowance for no stress at 80 degrees Celsius. That means stress should be equal to 0 at 80 degrees Celsius. So change in length, expansion allowance is nothing but change in length. Change in length is given by L alpha T. So we can calculate it. L is 32,000 mm and alpha is 11 into 10 raised to power minus 6, and T is the rise in temperature. So 80 minus 24. So we can calculate it, and it is coming as 19.71 mm. Part D, which is the last part of the numerical, tells us to find the maximum temperature for no stress in rails, when expansion allowances 8 mm. So this is again the situation of zero stress, and allowed change in length is 8 mm. So we will substitute in the formula L alpha T. It is 8, L is 32,000, alpha is 11 into 10 to the power minus 6, and T needs to be calculated, maximum temperature. So T should be T2 minus, now T is T2 minus T1, and T1 is the condition of 24 degrees Celsius with zero stress. So from here T can be calculated, and T is 22.73 degrees Celsius. Now this is nothing but T2 minus T1, so it is 22.73 degrees Celsius. So let me substitute the value of T1 here. T2 minus 24 is equal to 22.73. So T2 is equal to 22.73 plus 24, which is equal to 46.72 degrees Celsius. So T2 is that maximum temperature for which there will not be any stress in the rail when expansion allowed is 8 mm. Thank you for watching.